Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a quick review impressions of a really cool knife I've had in my collection for a little bit. This is the BergBlades Sweeney. Really like this blade a lot. This is made by BergBlades. It is designed by them and it is OEM by Riyadh. So really fantastic knife. It's called a Sweeney, S-W-E-E-N-E-Y, kind of like Sweeney Todd, right? This is the carbon fiber inlay. It's on both sides. It's got a mill titanium clip, deep pocket carry clip, really nice in and out. It is a little pokey, but you know, it doesn't get you too much, so that's nice. It is a top flipper, and it has a fuller thumb hole, so it deploys really nicely. Beautiful satin finish, got a nice swedge on top, nice pokey tip, but it's a very strong tip, so very good for use. It's got like a drop point, it's not really a clip point. You see a very minimal BergBlades logo there, nothing on the back or on anything. Don't really know, but it is M390. Is it M390? I think it might be. Actually, I was wrong. This is not M390, it's CPM 20CV, so my mistake, sorry about that. But it is manufactured OEM by Riyadh. Beautiful swedge. I love the nice thick blades, very hardy. Great action, really drops nicely. I actually didn't put any skiffs in this. Beautifully centered, you can see that. It is a bolstered subframe lock, so the frame lock is underneath this inlaid carbon fiber, like shredded carbon fiber right here, really nicely done. Very smooth, very nice up to the edge there. And then you can see this carbon fiber, you know, there's a little cutout for the tuning of the knife. And what it does allow is a really nice reverse flip. So you can get your hand on there. You're not gonna get your finger on top of the frame lock to lock it up, so it makes that really nice. And then I also love how this top flipper here works really nicely. You can do, you know, the finger on top like that, or if I want to come over here and just put my finger on top, I can do that. Likewise, I can do it on the left-hand side as well. So that works really great. And if you have longer fingers, I have shorter hands, so it's hard for me to do the reach around, but you could, see, my finger's just too short to do. That's why I like doing this. I can get over here on the top like that and just do that. Or I could do the thumb, of course. The thumb works really well. So lockup is good, 40–50%. Solid, no blade play in there, nice and solid. No pivot lash goes in, nice clicky detent, which is really great, nicely centered. Really wonderful. It's not a captive pivot, just so you know, so you need 2 screws if you're going to take this apart, do any cleaning, any changes, put skiffs in there. It's got a full back spacer, nicely rounded and chamfered all the way around. This is mostly rounded here. Here the carbon fiber inlay. It does have a little edge at the edge, but that doesn't bother you. It's been really nicely rounded all around here. So that's, when you get this knife in hand, it's very comfortable. So I've got a large hand. Got a full grip there, got a little extra room. If I put my index finger right here up front, if I choke up and put the middle finger right here, which is very comfortable, definitely got room for an extra large, double extra large, maybe even triple extra large hands. It's nice and flat on top, so you can do a pinch grip, absolutely do that. Nice pokey tip, so if you're, you know, dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, cases of water, easy for the poke to get into the plastic, open up those containers, get into boxes, letters, envelopes. Really very functional tool. I like that a lot. And, you know, just very smooth closing, very smooth opening. The carbon fiber is a beautiful touch, T8s all the way around. I like that. A hidden screw on the mill deep pocket carry clip. This is nicely chamfered around. I will say when I grip this nice and hard, I don't feel a hot spot. But I suppose after a while you could, you know, potentially have that issue. But because this is satin finish in the way I have, if I ever wanted to, I could actually round that off really nicely. I did that on my Urban EDC LC, and I also did it on a Chavez Redemption 229. The clip was really sharp in the bottom and couldn't go in and out of the pocket, and so I fixed that. Worked really great. I mean, something you can do, something to think about, but it's still a great knife. Really great knife. I like the feel of it. I like the action of it. Really wonderful. I think they still have some of these in the Damasteel version, and maybe even other versions, but really a hidden gem. I think it's fantastic. I know this is very, you know, for knife of the year for many people. Really like this knife, so definitely worth considering. Really cool knife. Yeah, so those are the things. The material, titanium, beautifully satin finish on here. It's got almost a texture peel ply kind of feel, but it's very microscopic there, which is really cool. You know, and then you have the satin finish, like I said. You've got 2 different angles, three different angles. You got one going this way, one going this way, and one going that way, which is a really nice kind of a aesthetic, I think. I think that's cool. It is a little sharp on the edge, but it's not crazy sharp. It could scrape my nail, as you can see, but it's not like I could cut my nail, but it will definitely scrape. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. If you have a Ferris rod, works great, right? But it's not the most rounded tip. You know, sometimes those are things that you just don't get. I appreciate everything else being rounded down here. It makes this really, really comfortable in hand. Even right here, this little edge is not sharp, which is really nice because sometimes you can get in here, you can dig in, and that edge can be super sharp and really cut into your hand, especially if you're doing a lot of hard use. So that's comfortable. I think that's cool. Yeah, cutaway, really great to get to. Even here, you'll see it's a little cutout, nice relief. You can see that chamfered here on the lock bar. Definitely has a little relief, so when you put your finger in there, get the whole thumb in there, it works really nicely. There's a little sharpening tool that drops down right on top of my nail, the tip of my finger, so I'm not getting a guillotine cutting into my hand. I like that. I like that. So I can open and I can close this without feeling like, you know, I have a guillotine ready to cut my hand. That's really, really cool. All right, so let's get some measurements. All right, so this knife comes in at 3.5 ounces, 3.5 ounces, which is not bad for what you consider. When you look at it, is there any weight relief in here? Not really, but the relief is in the cutout up for the carbon fiber. That relieves a lot of weight on there. So I think that's cool. All right, so let's get the overall length. Where is my ruler? Oh, here it is. Right next to me. All right, so let's measure that. Overall knife length is, we're going to look at 7 3/4 inches, right at 7 3/4 inches. Overall handle length, we look at the curve cut out here, we're about 3 3/4. If we do the choke up position, which I think is very doable, you're about 4 1/4 to 4 3/8 of an inch. So that's pretty good, pretty roomy. The tip to the top of the handle, we're looking at about I'm going to say 3 1/4 inches, maybe just a slight above that. Actual cutting length, we're looking at probably 3 1/4 inch. Is it just above? Yeah, maybe just a 1/16 of an inch above 3 1/4. So we're going to say 3 1/4. So we're going to say 5/16. So 3 5/16, right? So there you go. Not bad, not bad. Now this one I can actually get to the blade stock thickness, so that's cool. Even though the blade is really nicely hidden in there really well, which is I think is cool. And I do like that swedge, by the way. I think that's really cool. All right, so let's go do the blade stock thickness. All right, now overall blade stock thickness on this one is do that again. 141 thousandths of an inch. 141 thousandths of an inch. So that's 0.141 or 0.142 inches. Not super thin, but not super thick. And I dropped my ruler over here, so I got to make sure I don't run over it with my chair. So let me grab that real quick. I don't want to break it. I've had that ruler since college. Kind of an old ruler. All right, so not bad measurements. So 3.5 inches, you're looking at a blade, a little over 3. Dimensions are pretty good. You know, if you wanted to do balance, the balance is right there where your finger is, so it does feel pretty balanced in there, which doesn't make your hand tired, so that's nice. I bet that's one of the reasons why it's been so popular for so many people. The action, it's very fidgety. It's really smooth action. And I bet if I put skiffs in there, it would be even smoother. So there you go. All right, so what is this category for this knife? So this knife came in at $335. So it's definitely in the high end. It's above regular, and it's below it's below custom. So it's in the high end category. So this would be considered a high end knife. Kind of in the lower category, kind of close to the regular upper end, especially with, you know, inflation and all that stuff. You know, it's kind of here or there, right? My budget line is under $100. Regular knife is between 100 and 300, and then anything above 300 to 600, it's going to be a high-end knife, and I consider this a high-end knife. Definitely feels like it. Definitely has action for it. It's definitely worth the money, I think. For $335, everything that I have on here, everything that's on here, all the little details are fantastic. I think they're absolutely outstanding and worth every one of them. That's just my opinion. But, you know, there you go. Is this EDC? Absolutely EDC. I think it's a fantastic EDC. It's a very functional, very good tool. I like the subframe lock. Still have a little pressure you can hold on there to lock it in place, which is nice. You know, not saying you want to squeeze that like crazy because you don't want to bend the lock bar or anything, but it does keep it engaged so that if there's any vibration, it's not going to disengage and come free, right? So you're definitely going to keep it secure. I like that. Is it a hard use knife? I mean, relatively speaking, for a frame lock, this is really kind of meant to be a high-end knife, right? So, but you could hard use it. Absolutely, this could be a hard use. Now, can you go out and chop wood and logs and no, don't be ridiculous. Use a fixed blade, use a saw, use an axe, whatever. But don't, you know, if you're in a life or death situation, I think this knife could hold up really well. But for everyday hard use, opening boxes, working in the yard, things like that, absolutely you could. But it is kind of a nicer knife. So I don't know if you want to do that. It is your knife. You do what you want. I know what I'm going to do with it. As far as the collection piece, I would say it's absolutely a collection piece. A lot of BergBlades stuff, I think, is a collection piece. They do just a really nice touch. I like their design. Not everything of it, every design they have is for me, right? It's not my aesthetic, but I still appreciate it. I like their design a lot. I think it's very unique, innovative, really cool, very sleek, very functional. So there you go. How about the, overall design? So the handle is comfortable, it's rounded, everything's great, feels comfortable, the hand's got a nice thickness, it's not too thin, doesn't feel like it's gonna slip out of your hand, it is rounded everywhere, so it's comfortable, it doesn't feel like any hot spots, but you feel very secure in the hand. You can choke up, you can hold it right there, that works really well. There's just a thumb hole, so you can cut through, you don't have any, thumb studs that's going to be in your way in your cutting path. Beautiful edge, nice and sharp. It is not a super thin edge. It's not a super thin slicer, but it'll cut. It'll absolutely cut, and it has a nice edge on here. So I do enjoy that part. The top flipper works just fantastic. It's really an well executed top flipper. This is one of those that you don't have to like work really hard. Almost anybody, if anybody can just put their thumb here, go back, they'll be able to open it. I mean, matter of fact, I can put my finger here like this, and I can open it like that. I could do a slow roll, but I can do this right here, like so. I can open that. I can put the finger up here and just oops, sorry. As I'm saying that, I'm not putting my finger like I normally would, because it's not how I work with that knife. But you can do it like this way, left-handed, and you can go over here and do that. I enjoy that. And obviously, the thumb hole, fuller hole, works really well, both left and right-handed. And thumb, can absolutely deploy it. Really, really like that. Opening, closing is great. It's smooth, it's buttery, it's nice. So Fidget Factor, scale of 1 to 10. I do have 2 wonderful fuller thumb holes, and they work both really well. There's enough edge on here. It's not crazy sharp. It's not going to cut you, but it's really easy to get your thumb in there. It's really easy both ways to do it, left and right-handed. Real easy to do reverse flicking with the thumb, both left and right-handed. I can get over here, easily to do that. The top flipper works really great just with the thumb straight on top, but you get a little bonus. You can put your finger up here. Oops, I'm trying to show you. You can put your finger up here, easily work that. Likewise over here, I can do the thumb. Oh, sorry, I'm not left-handed. Let me try that again. I can do the left, there, and then I can do that. Now, this is right-hand tip only, just so you know, so lefties, you would have to carry the left rear pocket if you wanted to do that, but it works really well. So to me, the fidgety goodness on, fidget factor, on this, I'm going to give it, it's going to get a solid 5, 5.5, maybe, yeah, probably a 6. This is going to get a 6 on the fidget factor. Definitely a 6, because it executes it really, really, really well. I feel like this top flipper is bonus. It's not just a one-time top flipper. You can put your finger pretty much anywhere you can get this. There's not like, I got that right angle just right in there and just make sure it works. No, if I put my thumb up here, I'm pretty sure every time I can get it, unless I'm doing stupid things like that. But this is very, very solid. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6. 6 out of 10 for the fidget factor. Now, fidgety goodness, how well does this execute it? Well, as you can imagine, I've been talking very positively about this, so it's kind of no surprise. I'm going to give it 100%. This is one of those knives that executes it really, really well. And I know I'm not the only person. I know there's several other people I've watched. They have a very strong opinion about this. I like this knife. Is it my absolute top? No, it's not. But is it up there? Oh, it's definitely going to be up there. But this is a really, really, really nice knife. I like this knife a lot. I think it's a great piece to have in your collection. I think the way it's executed, of course, don't put your thumb on there and slow it down. So if you do this, you got to make sure your finger's not here. So when I open this, my finger's here. I'm kind of slowing this down, and I've done that a few times. So just make sure your finger's clear, and it's going to pop open really nicely, right? So anyways, yeah. Fidgety goodness, 100% for that 6 out of 10. So done really, really well. Overall thoughts, is it recommended? Absolutely recommended, 100% recommended. I think this is a banger of a knife. If you can get a hold of it still, I would highly recommend it. I used to have a little kind of snail trail right there, just from carrying it in my pocket, which happens. It's absolutely worth it. absolutely worth a great knife to have in your collection if you can get a hold of this. I think it's a great deal. So, yeah, this is a favorite knife for sure. I happen to have number 15 out of those knives, so that's really cool out of that piece. You can see, yeah, it's a little weight relief right there. You can see that right in here and right there. So where they, on the opposite side where the scales aren't, there is actually a little extra weight relief. This is weight relief right here to put these carbon fiber scales on, but there's weight relief up there. So it just feels really nice. I like that. Highly recommended knife. Yeah, so let's do a little quick close-up. Let me zoom in on that. It's probably a little bit easier. You can see that beautiful blade. See the handle? Carbon fiber. Really excellent carbon fiber. Looks great in the sun, by the way. It reflects beautifully. There you go. Clip. Look at the back spacer. And then let's look at the blade on the back side. That CPM 20 CV blade steel. All right, let's get an overall look of the entire blade together. So here you go. That BergBlades logo is very understated, very nice and subtle. It's not overly overt in your face. I like that. I think it just is just a nice aesthetic. You know, it's not a whole bunch of billboarding on the knife. I think that's a beautiful touch. So there you go. Yeah. So a very recommended knife. Hey, if you have any questions about this, the knife, the channel, feel free to comment down below. I do try to reply to everybody and everybody's comment. I do appreciate anybody who has comments or any questions. Please, please, please feel free to do so down below. Also, if you if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? If you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel. It allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. And so thank you. Thank you to you guys who watch the videos, who like, who subscribe. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you. And if you haven't already, maybe hit that notification button so you can be notified of future content. Finally, to all of my channel members, I want to say a big thank you. Just to let you know, you do not have to be a channel member, but I appreciate every one of you guys. You guys are amazing and awesome people. You have really allowed this channel to grow as it is, and I just thank you for being a partner. Being a partner in allowing me to do all these reviews, check out different knives that probably would take a very long time for me to get to, and that has a lot to do with you guys. So thank you to my channel members. Just so you know, all channel members, you are eligible for once a month giveaway. You will obviously get stickers as soon as you become a channel member. Reach out to me, email me. If you happen to be an Uber nerd, you get a special sticker. You get special content, early release content. Just want to let you know, I appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you. That's just my way to say thank you. Not a bribe, just say thank you. I still appreciate every one of you guys who are subscribers, who watch the content. You guys are amazing, and thank you to you guys. So, yeah, thank you. And, that's really it. If you haven't checked me out over on Instagram, maybe check me out at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thank you so much. Oh, real quick. Check out, if you want to be a channel member, you're on the fence, check out the description below. There's a link if you want to join. Would love to have you. Don't feel pressured, but would love to have you and be honored. Again, robs_nerdy_knives on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.